Hi, everybody. Welcome to Vault IGN, episode 13. I'm your host, Jared Petty. To my right, I'm joined by...
Miranda Sanchez, hello.
Hello to you, Miranda. Across the table from her.
Brandon Graver, we're back.
We are back, indeed. And to my left...
I'm Mark Medina. Jared, were we gone before?
Well, people thought that the spoiler cast was the ultimate episode. We were
I see.
Get off the grid and disappear.
Thanks for the kind messages this week, guys. We're not gone yet. On NVC, I was on NVC a couple of weeks ago, and Jose's like, yeah, you guys are about to wrap that up, right? And I was like, well, actually, I have no idea.
You don't like us too much.
People keep watching,
kind,
we'll keep making it.
Keep watching, and if you want to get rid of us, just stop watching. And I wonder what the comment section is going to have to say about that statement.
All right. Speaking of comment sections... Before we get into the show, I feel we should start a new feature I like to call Whoops. Our last Spoilercast episode, I won't spoil what we talked about, but we did mention something where I said that there was something that happened with Danse, Paladin Danse, your companion. I was wrong about that. Everyone Twitter, thank you for letting me know that.
But people let us know in a kind way.
Yes,
like, it really wasn't obnoxious at all.
Dumbest guy, how'd you not know? No, my character was stupid, so I didn't actually see that solution in front of me. But I apologize for giving the wrong impression.
It turns out, dare we say, you can dance if you want to.
You can leave your friends behind.
You can dance. Yeah.
Miranda, you were supposed to do the next part.
I don't know the song. I know the song, but I don't know the lyrics.
I don't really know either.
Well, it's two chords. It's like yeah. It says you can dance if you wanna. You can leave your print. Okay, I'm not gonna do it.
No, that was good.
Really? Oh,
It
thank
was
you
very
very much. I wish I could carry a melody.
That's my new ringtone.
Yeah. That's your new ringtone. All right. Just is it me singing it?
Absolutely.
Oh wow. That's it was the Men with Hats. Is that the name of that?
I have no idea.
I think it is.
Okay.
Hopefully that's the only segment of Whoops we'll ever have, but.
No, we're totally going to screw up again.
We just made another one.
But since we're talking about this, since we're talking about Paladin Danse anyway here, I think I'm going to talk a second about poor Paladin Danse. I think he does get, well, let's be honest here. Does anybody really like Paladin Danse?
No.
Yes, some people do. We've gotten messages on Twitter that some people do. But do any of us like Paladin Danse?
No.
No.
Oh, I don't care.
I think he gets a bad rap. He could be a lot worse.
He's a jerk.
He's not a jerk. He just has
as far as using him as a
follows
companion?
a strict moral code.
Well, let us
blame his upbringing.
Let me ask the question here, perhaps more broadly. Who's the worst companion in Fallout 4?
Preston Garvey needs your help with another settlement.
Okay, so why Preston? Preston gets a lot. It seems like Preston and Danse.
It's usually one or the other. I guess it depends who you spend the more time with. And if you don't spend time with Preston, all you have of him is, hey, I need your help again with another settlement. And he doesn't have a lot of flaws per se, so he feels like kind of like the goodiest goody two shoes. Like I always thought, like every faction had their own kind of like their peaks and their dips and like what made them good, what made them like human. And I felt like the Minutemen, like they kind of talked about how the Minutemen broke up because there was some infighting and some squabbles, and they got picked off. And I kind of hoped that would come into play again when I was playing them through the Minutemen quests, but instead just like, no, we're all happy campers here. We're all just going to make the world a better place, and nothing's going to go wrong. I'm like, really? Not one guy wants to betray me and try and take over as general?
Yeah, so even though I dislike Danse, I don't think he's the worst because of that. I mean, that makes him interesting because we can dislike him. That means that he's so grounded in what he does, and that's interesting.
Do you find his conviction irritating? Is that what irritates you about him? Or
I just don't like he's mean to Curie. So that's where I drew the line. For those of you tuning in, I love Curie, and if anyone's mean to her, I punch them in the face.
So if I said something mean about Curie right now, you would punch me in the face?
No.
Live on camera.
I couldn't punch you, Jared.
Why not?
You're too nice.
Oh, you're so sweet.
Would you draw a picture of him and then punch the picture? Just get your aggression out?
No, I just draw a Tammy.
We could make a piñata head. She could just beat on that for a while. Big bald piñata.
It's just he is developed well. Like he is a complex character who has an interesting story, and whereas we've seen with Garvey is not as interesting, so that makes him a worse off companion.
So you also feel like Preston, of all the companions in Fallout 4, is the worst?
I haven't really traveled with him much, but I'd say he's probably not the greatest.
Now, how much of that is tied into the settlement thing and the fact that he's both tied to having another settlement for you to create, and he's almost kind of a living radial quest in a lot of ways.
Right.
Yeah.
But also the fact he's kind of reminding you of things you have to do is kind of like your mom.
Yeah.
A really naggy mom.
Oh, Mom Garvey.
I really wish I loved Dog Meat more because he's probably one of my least favorite as well.
I used Dog Meat
He
a ton early game.
He just whines so much. It's just so annoying.
I forget he's there.
I just love
anytime
his
I'm
little
using him.
half bark scream like Dog Meat. Meh. I'm like, I love that.
Yeah, some of those are cute. But
I just don't like when I'm like, Dog Meat, sit still, I need to get something from you. He just keeps like whining like, no, Dog Meat, Dog Meat,
Yeah.
Dog Meat.
What about you, Mark?
I don't know. I don't think I have a least favorite. Like
Get off the show.
There has to be a
I don't know,
bottom.
like-
There's someone will always be last.
Yes.
The thing is that the whole time I played the game, I used Nick, and he's pretty cool. He gets annoying because he starts saying the same things over and over.
Did you solve the case, Freddie Valentine yet?
Like, we're not alone in here, you know. And he's not bad, but so I'm not gonna say he's my least favorite. He's the most annoying, just only because I've traveled with him the most.
So you're just tired of him.
Yeah,
It's like a long unhappy marriage.
But
like,
I'm used to him, so
Okay, so
you know, we just
wow.
live together. You
Yeah,
know?
you see, I've been in a long, reasonably successful marriage. So, but I don't think it has you don't.
Does she start to say the same
No,
things
nothing like
over
that.
and over again?
Yes, I know. I'm the one in this marriage that says the same thing over and over
You're
again. When she starts finishing the long rambling stories for me, it's bad.
like, "You're
Anyway,
gonna
enough
tell
of
where
my
this is
marriage.
gonna
Fun with my domestic life. I like Nick. I think Nick's rad.
He's cool.
Who was it said that we were talking about great surprises? This doesn't spoil anything at this point in the game for you guys. One of the great surprises in the game is when you finally find Nick early on, and you're like, "Oh, holy crap, that's great!"
That's not a person.
Yeah, it's really wonderful.
But he sounds like my favorite
Awesome
gumshoe.
Yeah, Nick's a neat character. He's
Somebody said on Twitter that they haven't unlocked him yet, and I was like, "So you've done nothing when it comes to the main story, apparently." Because
It's a valid option, I will say that.
Unless
sure.
or they're new to the game. I mean, that's
Oh
a
yeah.
possibility.
Unless they
Nick does
just got the game.
he does nag a little bit, but I think the worst offender for nagging has to be Codsworth.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I've never traveled with him.
I did for like all of 2 minutes. I'm like, nope, go back to
I did for
Sanctuary.
a while. I liked him.
Also, he has everybody has something they say when you start like scavenging, but he is just so disdainful. He's like, "Oh, you're looking through that rubbish again, sir?" I'm like, excuse me, I need to repair my armor here.
It's like traveling with C-3PO, and I kind of feel like R2-D2 in that scenario, but I'm
Yeah.
okay with that because I like him, and he really does, almost to the point. I mean, I don't think he ever has like a red arm moment. You remember that wonderful thing in Force Awakens?
Yes.
It's like, there's Han, there's Leia, meeting at last. It's like, "Hello, sir!" Just that pops right in.
You may not recognize me.
You may not recognize me because of my red arm, which will undoubtedly be spun off into yet another marketable property.
Yeah, it's a comic though. Right?
We're
Yeah.
gonna get
Yeah.
a C-3PO red arm origin movie.
No, we got the comics, so maybe we can get the movie to go with it next. But yeah, Codsworth does kind of have a
Anime
C-3PO vibe. Oh, that'd be great. I love anime shorts. Man, good OVA, good anime short, nice half-hour condensed.
Like when
piece of-
anime characters wear shorts, so like, that's what you like.
That depends on the character.
Okay.
I can neither confirm nor deny. There are times that
I'm just
you know,
asking.
So yeah, never know. So Dance, Garvey, Dog Meat. We heard Nick, Codsworth. Anybody else? No.
Silence.
Oh, I got real quiet. So we like everybody else.
I liked Kate's kind of up and down addiction.
Kate's kind of annoying.
It's nice about if you follow her personal story, you can actually kind of change her whole disposition, and the things that she used to really like will be the opposite, which is really interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting. Kate's probably my least favorite, and a lot of people really like Kate. But I don't know. I felt like she was just kind of saucy and savage for saucy and savage's sake for a lot of the game, and I do think later on she becomes much more
The game
bearable.
also needed kind of like your bad guy companion.
Yeah.
If you were just being a jerk to everybody, like that was your companion.
Yeah.
Like that, and to a certain degree, McCready kind of like he's down with stealing. Not so much with murder, but he's like, if you want to steal, that's cool with me.
The thing I like about McCready is he seems so boring. And then isn't, and I like that a lot. He turned out to be same thing. They pulled something similar with Deacon. Deacon I thought was going to be kind of dull, and then he turns out to be really interesting.
Has anybody traveled with Piper?
Not enough.
Is
She's
she-
fine.
She's
she's
okay.
She's fine.
When I
middle
play
tier.
through the game again, I was thinking about using her.
She's a plucky newswoman who's out to get the scoops. Got a great
Just
hat,
because she
too.
seems interesting, and so I kind of want to see.
No, she's worth following up, definitely.
Yeah, probably.
And did anybody? And I can never remember the letters and number combination. Has anybody traveled with the synth guy? From
From
Yeah.
It was like X.
I don't even know.
yeah,
who
I
it
could
is.
ever
Yeah.
say his name right.
No, I haven't.
Okay, I wonder. I haven't done anything with him, so I have no comment there really.
Yeah.
Or very little with him.
I mean, as far as thins go, he's kind of like the most robotic of robots.
Yeah, but I wonder what is his like. I wonder if you follow that up. If you
Super
say it that
secret.
way.
Is,
Yeah,
yeah.
super secret. Not gonna mess that up. Moving on. Got an announcement this week. Hey, there's gonna be a Bethesda press conference at E3 again. So that's confirmed
hooray?
now. Hooray! Yeah,
Hooray!
hooray!
Wait,
Absolutely.
really?
Yeah.
I didn't even know about
Well,
this.
yeah. They released this. It's going to be in Sunday evening. Going to have a Bethesda press conference at E3.
Okay.
So
They had announced last year that they weren't sure if they were going to make it an annual thing or not.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
now we're 2 years in a row.
And that event very significant last year because that's where we heard about a little game that was coming out.
So what do you think? Why do you think they're doing it again?
Fallout 5.
They have enough. I mean, they have Dishonored coming out too. It's not like
Yeah,
Fallout's their
my
only
theory
franchise.
is Dishonored 2's spent more time in the oven now,
Yep.
and then I think the big one's gonna be Doom.
Yep.
Because they showed Doom, and people liked it a lot more than I think they thought people were going to. And then the beta was the alpha was like a month ago, and people really responded to it. So I think that'll be their big showcase, and possibly Fallout 4 DLC.
Yeah, we're
that's
overdue.
that's the part I'm wondering about. Is Fallout 3's DLC followed Fallout 3 by about 3 months.
Yeah.
And we're at about that period of time now, just right around there. So
And we've heard nothing.
Obviously, yeah, we've heard nothing. Now
Yeah.
it takes longer to make content now than I think that it did then, if nothing
Yeah.
else, on art assets. So there's a lot to think about there. But I think there's a real possibility of Fallout DLC being highlighted there, at least one piece of it. Even if we had Fallout DLC announced earlier, there could still be new DLC shown there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah,
That's
E3
also-
had several DLC packs that were New Vegas.
That's a good point. Yeah. Well, there were Fallout 3 had 5 DLCs?
Yeah,
I think so. There was
something
like the
that.
Pit,
I think it was
Mothership
5.
Zeta.
Right.
Yeah, there's a
Operation
bunch of them.
Anchorage.
Yeah. And I'm focusing on Fallout 3 because that was the last Bethesda one. So I think
Yeah.
the scheduling, we want to think closer to that. Also, the last conference is where Fallout Shelter was
Yeah.
introduced. And how many of you guys got into Fallout Shelter?
I did for a very long time.
Yeah?
I
Yeah.
missed the train. I had a Droid when it came out, and it came out for Droid a week before I got my iPhone. So then I was like, I don't want to play it because I knew I was going to get the iPhone. And then when I got my iPhone, I don't know, maybe 2 hours. I was like,
What-
nobody else was playing it.
Why didn't
so.
it grab you? What was it?
Mainly because nobody else was playing it.
Well, it's
When-
not really like a thing you do with other people, though. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a very
I
personal.
think it's because it's like so many people were talking about it. That's what was hyping me up for it. On like Twitter was like flooded with screenshots and stuff like that. And then by the time I got it, I was like, oh man, and they're like, we don't play that game anymore. So there's nobody to talk to about it.
Okay.
You know? And then just timer cell phone games kind of,
Where are you at after a
you're
while?
you're either hardcore about it or you don't play it at all. Like for me, like I know a lot of people can be casual about it, but I was like, I would be at work and I would just like have my phone on, killing my battery, doing all the, tapping all the things. And then I'd not do it for like 3 days. And I'm like, I just didn't feel like going back to it.
What about you, Brennan?
Yeah, I don't do many mobile games. I just have my 3DS if I need to. But Fallout was one of the few ones that I downloaded from my phone. And it was nice because I always had this void of like, kind of like a base dungeon building simulator. Like I love Dungeon Keeper and stuff like that. So this is kind of like a bite-sized experience where you can just manage your perfect vault. You send out Wasteland, you see what they do out there. I thought it was really nice. It was something I could keep coming back to, or if like I watch one burn in flames, make a new one. And
Yeah, I put some money into it, so I mean,
didn't
not
actually
not
spend anything on
tons.
it.
But you
About
did
10 or
spend some on it.
15,
Okay.
like $10 or $15.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's good
That-
it's
Yeah,
what
I-
you'd spend on a decent little mobile
Yeah,
game.
like
Yeah.
I played quite a bit of it,
not
so I
outrageous.
don't ever feel bad about like giving money back to a free game that I got.
And
That
that's
you would
buying
get
the like lunch boxes or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my initial interest in it was that it kind of looked like the underground segments from XCOM. When I looked at it, it was purely
yeah.
aesthetic, and that was enough to make me look at it. But it never really pulled me in. I think it's a neat game, but turned out to not be for me. So that was bad.
To go back to what Brendan said, and this happens a lot with like RTSs and strategy games for me, is like room placement. Like you said, like I would play the game for 30 minutes and then be like, okay, I know I can do this better. So then I would start a new vault, and then I'd figure out a flaw in that one. So then I would start a new vault, and I just kept starting over and over.
Just
and
perfection.
I've been in that world before.
Yeah.
Do you do the same thing with settlements?
No, because
like wipe everything out and start over.
No, because I mean, like with a settlement, you can if you don't like something. I mean, yeah, it's like a big thing if you like tore a house down that you built. But with Fallout Shelter, all the rooms are connected. So if you find something, somewhere near the center that you're like, wow, I really wish that wasn't there.
Yeah,
you're done. You would have to delete everything around it, and if you have too many people, they don't have rooms to be in, and it becomes a mess.
I think that's a fine penalty, though. It's like you have to be strategic about what you're doing.
Yeah. Oh, I like that part of it. I like that I got better, a better vault than my first one. But
I like games that I can replay and go back and optimize. As a matter of fact, to the point of sometimes obsession. That's why I think things like NetHack or Angband grab me. Roguelikes where you start over every time. I just love those because it's like, I can optimize my run.
Must have perfect. I actually kind of like looking back at it now. Like when that came out, we knew very little about Fallout 4 in terms of how big the scope or what things would entail. Like we saw snippets of like settlement building and crazy customizable stuff. But Fallout Shelter kind of taught you about settlement resources before the game came out.
Yeah.
Because you had to maximize your energy efficiency, your water and food intake, and you had to min-max them and try to make sure that everyone was happy. And the same things were in Fallout 4. So we knew about it before without even knowing.
I think it kind of I think they want people playing Fallout for a long time, and they added the settlements, and it's like they said it's optional, but at the same time they want people to. I would think that they would want people to do it, and so I think that is exactly what you're saying is kind of got people hyped for settlement.
It was a very smart move.
Are you playing Fallout Shelter?
Maybe I just got a raider attack and I got a lunchbox.
As long as it's not Candy Crush.
But people are still at 89%. Like that was something I want to check as well. Like I haven't played this in probably about a month. I like to play a lot of mobile games when I'm on BART because I just sometimes have to stand, so I can't always get out my 3DS and play with two hands. I have to like hold onto a bar and just tap away on my phone. So having something like this is really nice. And
you can play with
my
one
mom's
hand.
doing well. I just
Did you ever get like Animal Crossing anxiety that people would hate you while you were away? Like, why have you forsaken us, overseer? You've left us here for months.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about with actually Tomodachi Life.
Oh yeah.
It's like a Animal Crossing but light, which is nice because it doesn't have that same commitment. Like they'll acknowledge, we haven't seen you forever, but you don't get penalized for that.
No, they don't yell at you. I could never stand to come back to Brain Age because the doctor would just always yell at me. He's just like, where have you been? Why don't you love me anymore?
Yeah, sorry.
Aren't you interested in improving your brain?
Have a real life, jeez.
Man, you were talking about getting on BART and playing with one hand. I prefer to play mobile games on dedicated devices as well, but I did find myself suddenly sucked into the black hole of Flappy Bird yet again just a few days ago.
Poor man.
I know. I started playing.
Do you know what your high score is?
It suddenly was, I'm awful. I don't think I ever beat like a couple of hundred.
No.
So I'm not.
I remember when that was a thing, man. Everybody. I used to work in a warehouse, and everybody was playing that game.
Do you guys want to know I got my lunchbox?
What'd you get?
I just got this 500 caps, worthless. One stim pack, also worthless. One enhanced 32 pistol, worthless. But I got a dweller, Frank Martin. I think I already have him.
Frank Martin.
So worthless. How much did you spend there?
I got that for free.
Oh, there you go. All right, free stuff.
I got a cat.
You got a cat?
Cool. Yeah.
What are you gonna name it?
I think it comes name. No, its name is Sushi.
Sushi's a cat. I was going to suggest Meow Meow Beans.
It gives you 37% damage resistance. So that's also one thing I like about Fallout Shelter, kind of going back to it, is that they have been updating it and trying to keep new things into it to keep.
I'll have to check it out again because I haven't played it in a while.
It's a neat game.
They even had a Halloween update. I remember that. It was cool.
Next up, we're joined by a friend of the show, Mark Medina.
Hi, Jared.
And Mark, you have a really cool job here at IGN. You make giant pits and throw monsters in them, right? You work as a video capture specialist.
Yes, sir.
So,
Fun memories.
in addition to having like Mylar Queens fight 1,000 baby Shawns or something,
Sure.
that's part of your job, right?
Yeah. So basically, it's just like any kind of fun stuff we capture and make fun videos.
And among the things that you capture and make funny videos about are mods.
Yes.
So, Mark, you probably deal with mods more than just about anybody in the office here. Share with us some of your favorites, some of the standout Fallout 4 mods.
So a couple of my favorites, if you're going off, my favorite kind of mod is a mod that doesn't impact the game at all, just pure environmental mods. So we have let's see, like True Storms makes the mods or makes the storms more realistic, how they're supposed to be. You have full dialogue so that you can see their full dialogue chain instead of sarcasm or something like that. You can see exactly what they're going to say.
Hi, sarcasm.
And then my favorite is the seasons mod. It gives you all 4 seasons in the game. So you can choose like, oh, I want it to be winter, so now everything's snowy.
That's really cool.
Yeah, I like that. What about how do you do that with autumn? Like the game's already set in autumn, so what's it change?
Yeah.
It just makes it more like trees and so like the autumn, in the game is a desolate autumn.
Oh, so this is like non-apocalyptic autumn?
A real autumn.
Like in New England, where
Animal Crossing autumn.
Sure.
So it's like Hocus Pocus autumn.
It's like San Francisco autumn, where everything's green and everyone's happy.
I like it.
What do you like?
Just like that. It's nice. Nice
Hocus
thought.
Pocus autumn?
Yeah.
You like Hocus Pocus?
Yeah, I love Hocus Pocus.
Wait, the movie?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, it's a great.
You like Hocus Pocus?
Oh, I love that movie.
We had a viewing party for that in the office a few months ago.
Really?
Did you go?
No, I was out of town or something.
I don't know if you'd started yet, Mark.
I started the day before Halloween. So
Okay, that was
I think I might have.
About a week before then. Yeah, it was really close. We love that Hocus Pocus. So so you got the autumn mod. You've got the seasonal changes there. You mentioned environmental stuff. You guys, environmental mods, good for you? Like,
Yeah, they're cool.
I love environment. Like anything that gets atmosphere is a plus in my book.
Yeah, just a little something extra.
Anything that doesn't, in my opinion, change the game. It's like it puts me more in the mood without like having infinite ammo or.
I think that's something I'd want after I finish the game. Absolutely, like I want something that changes it. Like, or else then I'd just rather play it as it is.
Yeah.
There is a cheat I like though. It's a mod and a cheat because you need to download the cheat engine to run it. It's called the Place in Red, and you download the cheat engine. You put this file in the cheat engine, and you can now place settlement options, even if they're like redded out, like the clipping issues.
So you don't have to fool with the stupid.
Like
angle crap anymore?
The junk gates that don't actually match up. You can just
now your gates can be perfect.
Yep.
Oh, I love
If the
that.
developers can fudge it, so can you.
So many times I'm building and it's just things are snapping, but then they're never snapping the way I want them to snap.
Yeah, and then to go with that is another one called OC Decorator, which you can take the junk items you can place on shelves and make them into actual settlement objects that you can place that don't get knocked over. They're just static and they
don't
stay
get
there.
knocked over. Don't go flying everywhere.
So every time I try and build my pool table, I have my cue ball, my other billiards, my 2 pool cues. I walk in every time, boom, they go flying.
That's just the worst thing because I worked really hard on my house at the lighthouse. There's just a nice house in there, and I'd set the table. Like I got some meat, got some soup, plates, and cups, like the whole setting. And then I came back, went outside, came back in, and everything had just fallen through the floor.
You ever have it when like a companion comes like, "What's going on here?" Bang, bam, 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 bam.
You know what's
Godzilla
worse than that in Fallout is when that happens in real life. You're laughing. I lived in a haunted house for a while.
Oh man!
And weird stuff would happen in this house, up to and including things moving around, doors opening and closing themselves.
Did you ever see a ghost?
No, I didn't.
Maybe that's Bethesda's
ghost.
explanation. They're just ghosts in your settlement.
Yeah.
It's not bugs, it's ghosts.
It's all the mole rats haunting you.
And then Jared,
or did I? Well, okay, that's hard. Not in that place, but in a different place. But that's another story.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you're a fan of the Star Wars mods.
I like the Star Wars mods because I like the kind of flowing Vader cloak thing, the lightsaber, the energy melee thing. I enjoy those a lot. Do you like them?
Yeah, I'm excited for. So there's this thing that hasn't come out yet. It's called GEC, and it's basically allows scripting in the game. And so when that comes out, it'll be super cool because then we'll finally get vehicles and stuff like that. But as long as GEC's not out, you can't script anything. So anything that isn't supposed to happen in the game can't happen.
Right.
So once that comes out, I think we'll be right back into Fallout making all those
What
super
about you,
cool
Miranda?
mods.
So I don't really mess with mods, and right before this, I just was scrolling through Nexus mods, the first few pages. I was like, what's new? And so one that caught my eye was male Neko Pip-Boy background. That's just a little, it says, on the background, it says, I heart Neko. And it's just this kind of anime-ish boy.
It's one of those environmental mods we love so much.
Yeah, he's got some cat ears. There's a little tail poking out. He has a tie. Yeah, and he
doesn't change the value of the game, but it looks kawaii.
It's adorable.
He's just a
Neko no
little
kawaii.
Man, it's just rolling through the.
I was just like, happy this existed.
Everything's normal.
And man, you gotta be careful about kawaii. I learned that one too. Kawaii, cute, and kawaii, scary,
scary,
or scary or ugly sound kind of the same.
Oh,
My first day in Japan, I accidentally told a baby her baby was terrifying. Yeah, I was like, your baby is so scary.
Was her baby Sean?
Baby Sean tweeted at us. I don't care what you say, Baby Sean. You're the dead shark eyes.
He's kawaii or whatever.
Kawaii. Baby Sean is terrifying.
No, that's good.
He's okay.
No.
It's okay.
Baby Sean can just go away. Oh, he frightens me so much. There's one more I haven't tried yet. I want to find out how well this works, but apparently there's a mod that allows you to disable the Minimate and Radiant quests.
Oh.
So they don't bother you anymore. It's
that
just
sounds
rude.
Perfect.
That does sound pretty great.
Glad I didn't join the Minutemen.
Preston, shut up.
Preston, I'm blocking you on
He's
Twitter.
like, you haven't been answering me. He's like, oh, my thing was off.
Thing's off. Sorry,
I was going through a tunnel.
Well, thanks a lot for that, guys. Let us know what your favorite mods are. We'd love to hear. You can tweet at us at Pettycomma Jared, at Havoc Rose, at
Rag_Fraga.
Yeah, Rag_Fraga.
And then at Mark_Medina.
Yeah, let us know what your favorite mods are for Fallout 4. So, headed into our usual madness here at the end. Whatever we call this off-topic segment. What is it this week, Miranda? Give it a name.
Pikachu time.
Pikachu time. So here in Pikachu time, real quick, and talk about another game, not Undertale, although that counts as an Undertale reference for the show. Let's talk about The Witness for a second, because some of us here are playing it. Miranda, speaking of that guide writer thing, what was that like?
So I'm doing a weird part of it, mostly cleanup and video for things that Brendan is not capturing. And I am just taking the answers to puzzles and recording them. So I'm not actually playing The Witness. People are like, oh, how do you like it? It's like, I'm not really playing it. I'm not, because the way you play it is solving the puzzles and learning these things. Yeah. But that's not at all what I'm doing.
How about the answers?
So it's like, I don't know. It's pretty, whatever.
What about you, Brent?
Like I said earlier, I accidentally beat the game by accident in the very beginning through a secret, which I won't tell you.
Yeah.
Because I'm apparently too good at puzzle games. Okay. But other than that, I really like unlike you, Jared, I like Myst, and I really felt like a very sense of connection with those two. They're both islands. They're both very atmospheric. You very stylized places you can go to. Everything looks very vibrant. Everything looks different, and everyone's trying to teach you something. No matter where you're going, you're finding clues, and the way that Jonathan Blow kind of like takes an idea and expands upon it, I think is really perfect, because if you get to an area and you're like, what do all these symbols mean? You're at the wrong area. Go back somewhere else. And then you're like, oh, wait, there's a symbol with one symbol on it. Okay, how does this one work? Okay, now there's two symbols.
Yeah, that's what I didn't expect. This is a game. I have a shriveled raisin where the puzzle-solving part of my brain should be, and I didn't think I was going to enjoy The Witness, but I didn't know it was going to secretly be a Metroidvania game, which is one of my favorite kinds of video game. You go in, and it's like, I go to an area, I don't know what to do, I can't get past this thing because in a Metroidvania game, that would be a matter of power-up. I'd have to have the ability to jump higher, open up. But in this game, I go off to a different area and I learn a skill.
It's an intellectual
in my
power-up.
head. Yeah, it is. The game teaches me something.
You're powering.
Then I go back to an area and suddenly I can get past the challenge. And sometimes, if I'm really clever or experiment, I can kind of fudge it and bomb jump my way up to something. But there's always. I loved that, and that's pulled me in. I've never played anything quite like it. And
I really think that even beyond the traditional like puzzle panels that they have, the real name of the game is the environmental puzzles that are hidden in plain sight that need perspective to be able to see. And like some of those blew my mind. I'm just like, how am I gonna? Whoa! And I just it's like how the heck you're supposed to notice this until you're just like the right angle, the right place. It all just comes into view and it looks perfect. It's amazing.
So that's our. What about you, Mark? You playing it?
Oh yeah. Well, so right after it came out, we or probably before, I'm not sure. people had been talking about it, and so after work, I stayed and installed it and was checking it out, and it seems like it's gonna be really hard.
Yeah, it is.
I played it for like an hour, and I was like,
it's hard, but it's worth the
paper.
trouble. And thanks to the sweat of the brow of Chloe Rad, Brendan
she's
Graber,
in-
and Miranda Sanchez, you can
And our
look up this.
contributors who are helping the wiki. You can
see, but
help
that's
too.
the thing is I don't want so I never played Myst when I was a kid because like I played it like I think you said in your video like people have like clicked around on it. That was me. Like
Yeah,
I
a lot of people did that.
just like clicked around. I was like, okay, I'm a kid. I don't know what I'm doing here. And then I played Ether 1, which came out I think it was last year. And Ether 1 is a lot like Myst. It's kind of like environmental storytelling, puzzles, and stuff like that. So then when I like the game intrigues me, I could tell I was like, this is going to be really hard. And plus, I want to play it on PS4, not on my work computer, because I know it's going to be like a time sink. And so I just didn't want to go any farther.
Wait for that.
I'll
Okay.
have to retread. So
Wait for that iteration. That makes sense.
yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you so much again for watching, listening, viewing, or being present in the room in astral form. However you chose to visit us here at Volt IGN, we appreciate it. We hope you'll give us a rating on iTunes, the appropriate rating, by the way, 5 stars. Why? Because that really, really helps us keep the show going, and we appreciate it. We hope you'll do that. Again, thank you so much. Guys, you got anything to plug? Miranda?
Yeah, this week or today I was on CrunchyCast, which is the anime podcast for Crunchyroll. And so it was fun. And I'm plugging it specifically because we talk about Fallout, because I talk about my love for androids and cyborgs.
And Kiri.
And Curie. But I reference her, but I don't say her name because the 2 other hosts, or the host of the show, hadn't played through Fallout all the way, and I didn't want to spoil it.
And now I've ruined it for everyone.
I mean, we know Curie here.
Okay, good. It works out.
She's
Good.
a popular character on this show.
Yeah, I think
We
so.
know her.
Yeah, and then also other anime things that we've been working on. We have our most promising winter shows. So each season we do a wrap up, and that should be going up Friday. So look out for that.
Yay, anime.
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 Brendan?
Next by next podcast time, I will have most likely reviewed the Dying Light DLC the following. I hope it's gonna be good. I don't know yet, but check that out when it comes out.
All right, we will. Absolutely. Mark, anything to plug?
I broke off of Fallout. I'm doing Grand Theft Auto 5 mods. I don't know why
Just
we randomly.
never ends.
Yeah, we were like let's see how they do, and they do amazing. So, and that game is so good. I forgot how good Grand Theft Auto 5
it's a
is. A
wonderful
lot
game.
of people don't like it. That game is awesome. And then I'm doing capture and kind of input for a few videos that are coming up that. I heard one of them today is like 6 months off. So
Okay, cool.
that's
So a lot of
yeah.
pre-planning. All right.
Oh, also a sports video. Don't want to talk about it, but
Yeah, I'm also
Weird.
working on a sports video, and that one I can talk about. So around the time you hear this, maybe a little later, keep an eye out because I'm an old man and therefore was blessed with the opportunity to experience Tecmo Super Bowl when it was a new game, the finest sports video game ever developed by human hands, or indeed by the hands of the angels. Over the years, Tecmo Super Bowl is so good that the community has kept updating rosters, hacking in new teams and franchises
That is
as they're
insane.
started, changing the defenses up from 3-4 to 4-3, depending. Yeah, but it did just amazing things. And so later on this week, assuming we can overcome the technical hurdles, you'll be able to catch the Panthers versus Broncos Super Bowl simulated in Tecmo Super Bowl by myself and Marty Sleva. We'll find out who's actually going to win that game.
okay.
Amazing.
So if you're allowed to talk about yours, then I'll want to talk about when does Vault go up? I don't
Goes
know.
up tomorrow. So.
Okay, so because mine's the same thing. So we're going back to Skyrim, and we're making a Super Bowl simulation.
I can't wait to see it. I don't even know how that works. Okay,
It's pretty funny.
Let's not spoil any more of it
Technology's
then.
amazing.
And finally, if you want to get really, really angry, you can check out my opinion piece on Star Wars this week, or you can check out my opinion piece on Myst this week. Take your pick.
How dare you hate on things that I like?
Because both of them really ticked people off. Anyway, that was not my intention in either case, but oh well.
That's what you get for
Anyway,
having an opinion.
guys, thank
Jared.
you so much. Until next time, enjoy your apocalypse.
Bye.